Step back. Mr. Supposed wannabe fake all-star with the big miss. Wannabe all-star, let me keep it that way.
Let me keep it that way. Haters gonna hate. This only motivates Tyrese Haliburton, who has been on an absolute mission, unlike any other, to prove his critics wrong. He has moves in his bag that I actually haven't ever seen before. Let's start off by showing you this counter here. Tyrese goes in for a standard outside-inside foot layup, which is actually cut off by the defender. Now Tyrese ball fakes, steps back, and uses his inside pivot foot to go underneath the defender. It looks like a travel, but if this guy's good with it, so am I. Next, we get one of the nicest pass fakes of all time. He actually spins the ball off of the floor back into his right hand, while also turning his head completely to the left. Notice how Tyrese actually turns his thumb up high to get maximum spin on the ball. Haliburton recently had one of his game-winning shots blocked by Anthony Davis and then was left hanging on the floor. If you watch a lot, you'll notice Tyrese's opponents actually get very frustrated with the high level of flair and showtime that he plays with. But the thing is Tyrese is able to combine this flair and be insanely efficient. Tyrese Haliburton is the best passer in the NBA, but it wouldn't be possible without making the defense have to respect guarding his three-point shot. Before we get into how this three-point shot opens up his bag of weapons, let's see the 3 reasons why the seemingly janky shot is virtually unguardable. Haliburton's shot is so quick because his set point is higher than most, which means that the ball has less time in his hands. Now just check out where he starts to gather the ball in comparison to Steph Curry. Check this out here as he takes the ball up against the Celtics. Haliburton notices Brown sag off of the drive. While Jalen manages a good contest, it's the high gather point that allows him to get the shot off just in time. The second reason his shot is so good is because he barely even cocks that ball back. Instead, his form is one smooth motion towards the basket, and this is one of the reasons why he is in the 90th percentile for spot-up shooting. Watch this play versus the Wizards. After sizing up Jordan Goodwin, he once again gathers the ball in his midsection and in one lightning quick move releases the ball over the fingertips of his defender and nails the shot. Everything we have discussed thus far is important, but there is something missing that in my opinion is the main reason for Tyrese's dominance on the three-point line. The third very underrated point is because Tyrese is incredibly balanced. He doesn't have a lot of moving parts in his stroke, and this allows him to have the best pull-up three-pointer in the NBA. In fact, 72% of his three-point attempts are from pull-ups. Now that we have seen what happens when teams give space from screens, this is where things become even more hectic on the defense. The best way to face pressure is to attack pressure. Here, Tyrese gets chased off of the three-point line. Rather than slow down, he attacks the big and drop coverage. He then has to figure out 2 things. One is he notices the big commits to him. The other is he realizes the weak side help is actually just a stunt. Then he is able to toss that lob. The Iowa State product is among the best playmakers in the entire league. Everything runs through Haliburton with the Pacers, which is a huge reason for their huge start to the season. He actually makes over 74 passes per game, which leads the league. Now check out this play in transition, as the Pacers are, not surprisingly, first in the league in scoring in transition. And receiving this pass off of the steal, he has 3 options: shoot the 3, attack McCollum on the closeout, or find the open man. What would you guys do? Hallie recognizes the 5-on-3 advantage and patiently waits for Jalen Smith to dive towards the rim for the open jam. Now here we see Robert Williams sprinting back to cover Miles Turner in transition. Faking the pass on the wing, Haliburton gets Williams to bite, leaving no one to contest the Turner dunk. It looks super simple, but Hallie is constantly manipulating the defense to get his teammates just a little more open than the rest of the point guards can. Leading the break, Hallie puts out a quick hezzy move to put the Brooklyn defenders on their heels. He then fakes a jump pass to Hield in the corner before throwing a no-look dime to the diving Smith. The next progression is my favorite. Now, because of the elite passing, Tyrese has worked on a fake lob into his gather step, where he is actually able to freeze defenders by putting 2 hands under the ball. Now, lots of people think that this is a travel, but I have 7,000 subscribers, so clearly I should know what I'm talking about. Now, the only passer in the NBA that is arguably better is Jokic, and you should probably check this out here if you want to see even gooder highlights.